Hi everyone, Amanda Chacon here for Stimulating Minds, STEM and the elementary school culture. Although if you're secondary, I bet you can find something useful in this presentation as well. So let's get started. This is a lightning talk, so I will link this presentation and all the clickable slides in the notes below. So first about me, I am a STEM certified librarian. This is my 20th year in education, and I am certified through the National Institute of STEM Education. So when you're thinking about this, you want to think about our why. Why are we doing this? We don't want to do STEM just for the sake of STEM. We want to make sure we're giving our students those skills for the jobs in the future that we don't even know what they are yet. So definitely read some literature, read some books, and then think about our overall goal about why we are trying to have a STEM culture on our campus. Once you have that, then it's time to get the buy-in from the staff. There are many ways that staff can be trained, as you can see here. It can be very formal through ISTE or NICE, or it can be very informal. Books, articles, subject matter experts. I've linked some things below so that you can get started. It does not have to be a very cost-intensive process at the beginning, just to get going with STEM in your school. Then it's time to start thinking about our cross-curricular connections. Teacher collaboration is the key component of making this a successful STEM school. We want to encourage this attitude of a growth mindset, of fail. Failing is the first attempt in learning. It will take a few years for the kids to get that kind of growth mindset going on. But if it is consistent across the board in the school, you will find that you have very resilient, inquisitive students who are willing to fail and try again. One way to easily incorporate STEM is through STEM stations. It can be in the teacher's classroom, or you can have like something like a fun Friday. But the whole point is to offer choices, an array of materials so that kids can decide what they want to explore. And if they get stuck, then there's some STEM challenge cards that you can print out from Teachers Pay Teachers or even free on the internet. Another thing is a makerspace. It can be a fixed place somewhere in your school or classroom. It could also be a kit that you check out from the library. It could be a mobile makerspace. There's so many choices here, but a lot of people want to know, how do I get money for it? Well, that's where grants come in, but also never underestimate the power of Facebook mom groups. A lot of moms love to clean out their playrooms and donate the stuff. So all you have to do is just ask, and you will be so surprised at how much you get. I always like to tie my program into the school's positive behavior incentive system as well. In the library or in the classrooms, you can also implement Storybook STEM, which is where you pair a text and then have related STEM challenges. This is for any kind of schedule. It can be from 20 minutes, 30 minutes, up to an hour and a half, depending on how many challenges you give the kids associated with the books. I've also linked my website below where you can find a lot of examples of this. And then here's some Storybook STEM in action. On the left side, you're going to see Storybook STEM with After the Fall. And then we have first graders with their paper airplanes and their fears on them. And then also other higher grades building a way for the egg to get safely up and down the wall. Then on the right side, we have binary coding with the Polar Express. And that one is a very simple one to throw together. And again, all those resources are on that Google site that I linked in the slide before this one. Also, don't forget about the power of books. Have the books in like a special section. I like to put like lights, flashing lights around it so that both kids and teachers see this. Teachers can have the books just laid around their classrooms. Libraries can have a special dedicated display section for STEM books. Now, any book can really be considered STEM, but we want to draw attention to those that perhaps can encourage kids to have that growth mindset as well. I've linked some things below where you can find more about that. Another thing you can do is Stop and STEM, where the whole school participates. It's like a stop, drop, and read, but with STEM. We're going to read a book, and then we're all going to do a STEM material or challenge associated with that. You can have STEM nights, which are just nights of STEM fun. Every grade level maybe has a different thing that they do with the kids. There's prizes, there's food. It's kind of like a festival atmosphere. You can also have clubs. My one that I have is currently is called STEM Gyms. It's an all-girls STEM club. But there's also so many other ones that you can have, and I've linked some ideas here for you. Lego leaders, anything with Legos, kids are going to go crazy for. And then NASA has some clubs as well. What about STEM field trips? Well, of course, it's always great to go to Johnson Space Center, but if you don't live in Houston or near Houston or anything like that, then virtual field trips are just as important. I've linked some ones below that are super cool, including Amazon Career Tours, which I've just finished with my kids. Posters, just having that stuff up around the school can draw interest from the students to the topics at hand. And then I've linked some below where they focus on women in STEM, but then there's also posters from code.org. And thank you so much for attending.